Hi guys, regarding last Sunday's El Clasico between Barca and Real Madrid, I want to show you that the ball sent by Yamal did not cross Madrid's goal line in full, not 100%, and I'm going to be using the replay that you're watching right now. Alright, so I'm going to be using this first frame. Basically, it's the moment where Lunin is stopping the ball. At this point, the ball is at its maximum point across the goal line. If it was in full or not, we'll be seeing about that. The very next moment is the moment where the ball is going back where it came from. But we're going to be using this first frame. The second frame that is necessary is this one, is the moment where the ball is bouncing off the ground for the first time. And the third frame is this one, is the moment where the ball is bouncing off the ground for the second time. This one is taken from basically the same video, but it's a different upload, a different quality upload. I had to find it in a different video because the first two frames are taken from the video replay that we've seen a few moments ago. They have a better quality, but they are missing this this very moment, which is necessary. Let me mark the position of the ball over here. Right, and I'm gonna go back to the second frame, marking the position of the ball as well. This oval over here, as you can see, that would be the level of the grass around the ball. So the bottom edge of the oval is towards us, is facing us, and we cannot see the ball below that edge, because the ball, as it's bouncing off the ground, it's basically sinking into the grass, and we cannot see that. So you can see that below this line it sank into the grass. And the top edge of the oval, it's on the other side of the ball, but it's basically the same level, the grass level. Why an oval? Because as you know, the size of this box is 6 yards in this direction in front of the goal line, and it starts from 6 yards to the side of the goal line. So it's 5.5 meters by 5.5 meters. It should be a square. We're not seeing it as a square because of the camera angle, and the circle inside that square, we're not seeing it as a circle again because of the camera angle. We're seeing it as an oval, and we have the same thing over here. If we were to look from above, this would be a perfect square, obviously. And going back to the first frame, marking the position of the ball over here as well. All right, so now if I'm gonna draw a line starting from the center of this oval over here, which is the center of the ball at the grass level, and I'm gonna go through the center of the oval over here and stretching all the way under Lunin, we'll be seeing exactly what was the direction that the ball has taken after it was saved, right? So the ball must have been somewhere above this yellow line. It went ahead to bounce off the ground here, and then again here. And now let me show you something else. We have to find out what was the correct, what was the perfect perpendicular line on the ground. And that one is shown by the post, the white post itself. This one is perfectly perpendicular on the goal line, on the field, on the football field. Because of the camera angle, is not perfectly vertical on our view on the print screen, but anyhow, this is the reference point. The post itself is perfectly perpendicular on the ground, and I'm going to be moving that under the ball. So yeah, this is the correct position. So if the ball was to have any shadow, any light right above it, so to cast a shadow perfectly perpendicular on the ground, that shadow must have been somewhere maybe here or here or here. It has to be along this strip, along this line, the shaded line. We can find that out where it was if we were to draw a line from the center of the ball over here all the way down to the ground, again in the same angle, the same line that is parallel with the post and with the shadow itself. And that line has to start from the center of the ball over here, and to intersect, it has to intersect this yellow line. And this is the line right over here. And that shadow, if it was to exist, the center of that shadow must have been here. It could have only been here. Right, so this is where the shadow of the ball must have been, where the ball must have been above the line, so the goal line. So this portion over here is about 1/3. Say that this is 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. So it's about 1/3 of how wide this goal line is. All the markings on the football field, they are 12 centimeters wide, so 1/3. Okay, let's say that it was a quarter. It wasn't a third. Let's say that it was a fourth. So it's still 3 centimeters. But even if it was like 2 or 1 centimeter or a tenth of a 1 centimeter, which is 1 millimeter, the ball would have still, according to the rules of the game, the ball would have still been in play and it would have been no goal. Right, so the only situation where this would have been a goal, if, for example, if it was, it could have been where the position of the ball was here, right? Even a little bit lower, because here is still touching the goal line. You can see that it's still touching it. It's still no goal. But if we move it a little bit lower, as we move it more and more towards the bottom, it's moving away from the goal line. So if we move it a little bit lower, we'll be having a goal. But in this position, for example, it's still no goal. And but if the ball was here, the direction of the ball must have been this one. The ball, as it was saved by Lunin, it must have taken this direction, and then when it bounced off the ground for the first time, it should have changed the direction towards this second point where it bounced off the ground. So it's very unlikely that anything like that happened. Even though the ball was spinning, it has to spin quite a bit to have such change of direction. And that is basically, this is just in theory. This is just a theoretical possibility, but just for the sake of the argument. So basically, this is what happened. The ball was right over here, above the goal line. Well, thank you very much for watching, and you can just leave a comment and tell me what you think about this one, and have fun.